Well, hello there guys, AgrippaMaxentiu continuing with World War II, and holy crap guys, this war popped off quickly. I'm really hoping that we can make it through, but I'm not entirely sure we can. Now, I actually took some of these units to go ahead and basically hold the area around Moscow, just in case our front line gets broken. As you can see, I've actually merged an army over here. This army was already quite large, Mattsson's force, and basically what I did, I just removed the forces from that army and put them into Army 1 over here by Rostovsky. We're going to have to rename that army, of course, but one thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and grab the units led by Rostovsky. We're going to go ahead and select them all, and we're going to put them on the front line over here, as you can see, right near Hungary. So we're actually going to go ahead and put them on the Hungarian front line. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that they're moving. And this whole time, guys, we're actually trying to turtle the enemy. Now, what does turtle mean? We're basically trying to hold the Germans off as long as possible. There's really not much else we could do in terms of tactics, so this is what we have to accept, and hopefully our Romanian friends can also help push forward here. It looks like our Americans are also helping here, and that's very helpful. But let's pop up to make sure that our army's getting into place. So initially I did this because I was pretty sure we were going to get our asses handed to us, but we got a few victories in the center, of course, and we managed to push the gap a little bit inwards towards Warsaw, but we're still, of course, being pushed back. I was hoping that this would be the time when we would actually manage to totally push the enemy back, but it looks like maybe not. I'm actually going to go ahead and draw a new offensive line. I want to cancel this one, and I want to go ahead and select an offensive line near Warsaw. And as for this force, I'm going to be doing the same thing. Now, I probably want to wait for the forces to get here. Some of them have gone to the far east, just to make sure. So I'm going to go wait for these guys to get here. And as you can see, things are going fairly okay in terms of the battles right now. We're fighting a lot of Hungarians, too. They're doing a lot of the heavy fighting for the Germans. But, of course, the Germans still have a bunch of units over here in the north, and they can really cause us some severe issues, to say the least. In fact, they're very close to Minsk. And I fear if we don't do something soon, we're going to be losing a significant portion here. So I'm going to go ahead and think it's probably time for us to go ahead and set the attacks. Put the offensive line near Budapest. No. Damn it. We're just going to have to go ahead and order them. There we go. That will get them in line pretty quickly. There we go, guys. Okay, so we're ordering a southern attack through Hungary. I mean, I can't think of any other ideas, guys. I'm thinking this is the only thing we can do is take this southern army, move through Hungary. That's some good news. Denmark joined the Allies. And basically break through the enemy south and cut upwards. Okay, few could take as many risks as the brave pilots of the Soviet Air Force. Grigory Tukhachevsky, a skilled pilot under the call sign Thunder, has distinguished himself in not only returning alive, but piloting his Ilyushin DB-3 with immense skill. Wow, that's the best plane we have right now, and is an Ilyushin DB-3. A bit annoying. We've got some naval bombers here. Try to see if we can go and find any troops over the Italian coast. Okay, so here we go. Wow, actually, this seems to be going all right in terms of our southern attack, but whether or not we can hold the top is really the main question. So here we go. Once we get to Budapest, we're going to actually swing this army northwards. Operation Z. Okay, we got to go ahead and pick something new. We've got our Far East fortification. Kind of did that just to be safe. And let's go ahead. Of course, we're going to accept a non-aggression pact with the United Kingdom, although we might regret this later if we manage to win the war. Keyword if. Huge keyword if. Let's see over here. Should have done this before moving our industry to the Urals, just in case the Germans do get to Moscow, which right now seems like a more and more realistic possibility, unfortunately. We've got over here 3 other armies. This is an army group, I guess you could call it. And as you can see, if we take a look at these armies right here, we're separated. And I have no idea how I screwed this up, because I was actually trying to create one army under Malinovsky here, and for whatever reason, 2 others were created. This one right here, Hippolyte's Iron Brigade, somehow transported to the Eastern Front. But At the same time, I was trying to send one unit to the Eastern Front, just one army right here on the border of Xinjiang. We ended up sending two. So I'm not sure how that extra one was created, but I might eventually pull these troops back. The reason I sent them back is that the Japanese are trying to actually justify war goals against us. So we have to have at least more than one front, and that's kind of why I was forced to do that. I think just having all those soldiers on one front is not necessarily a great idea, and we're doing our best to take a different approach, I guess you could say. But this could hurt us on this western front, nonetheless. I mean, we can't just let the Japanese start taking our eastern provinces left and right. So we've definitely changed up a few things, to say the least. But Malinovsky, I totally screwed up. I was trying to make him the general, and Vlasov as well. In fact, we can go ahead and just get rid of Vlasov. Or just get rid of this army. Okay, guys, it looks like the push is working, I think. I don't want to say it's working and then realize that it's actually not working. As for our turtling, it's very, very, very even right now. It looks like the enemy has actually stalled. The Germans have stalled. I mean, they pushed out of Warsaw. They took all of Poland. Now they're starting to stall a little bit on this attack. But I think they're just regrouping here in the south to be able to watch us on both sides. In fact, if we take a look over here, let's see how our French allies are doing. Not good, guys. It looks like the enemy could be breaking through to Paris. We can see here a German attack move. And we've absolutely got to get into Budapest, into Hungary, take Budapest and finish this off. Because right now, things are very, very tedious, to say the least. Look at this. We even have South African troops. That's amazing. South African troops. They're all vanguards of the revolution. Well, actually, they're just allies that we let hang out in Russia a little bit. Alright. Now, I haven't done as much micromanaging as I expected to. I've actually kind of let the armies do their own thing, which has worked surprisingly well. So once we actually get to Budapest, if we get to Budapest, of course, we're going to be able to select this army once again. I'm going to form another front line on north of Budapest and then swing right north into Berlin, hoping we can get to Berlin. Of course, we still have a lot of land across, and I'm definitely doing a lot of wishful thinking, let's just say. Okay, so we need to get some more light tanks. It's pretty obvious. Go ahead and increase that. What else do we need? Heavy tanks, obviously. We've got two large heavy tank factory, I guess groups you could call them, and we're still not maxing out. We still need more and more and more and more. Improved artillery, wouldn't mind if we improved that. Maybe a little bit of the support equipment too, and maybe some more infantry weapons. Not altogether a bad idea. So it looks like a lot of our infantry weapons, and I did this accidentally, because I was trying to add another tank unit, but I somehow added a tank unit over our existing infantry weapons. Interestingly enough, though, our need is still pretty low. So I'm not sure why that is. Maybe because we just made so many over time that now the need is not as high. I guess that makes sense. And here we go. So close to the capital. Okay, come on, boys. You can do this. Make sure we have a few more available planes in reserve, so I'm going to bring them over here. I always forget to attack with my damn available planes. I'm going to move towards East Germany. Come on, boys. You can do this. Right now we're trying to flank these Hungarians, of course. And I should not take any credit for this, because like I said, I am not controlling individual units here. We're giving our army an order, and that army is following the order to the best of their ability. So right now it's really up to our men, and we're also getting a lot of help from our Romanian allies. If it wasn't for them, I don't think we'd be doing very well here, to be honest with you. Let's go ahead and grab. We've got some more naval bombers. I'm not too good at using the naval bombers. We've already had a few ships over here that we sent out to just go hunting for some German convoys. And actually, if we take a look here, Convoy Raider, this is what I'm talking about right here. We'll go ahead and take a look at the battle results, but I want to move this guy a little bit more. And there we go, 19 enemy convoy ships. I'll take that any day of the week. Why the hell not? Alright, guys. We must keep pushing forward. Like I said, that Northern Army is not going to be moving. In fact, I almost want to stop the attack order of the Northern Army. But since we're pushing on the bottom, I'm not going to do that right now, at least. I'm going to give it a little bit of time. Alright, guys. So, I'm really concerned about this line. I'm just scared to get rid of it because we've had it the entire time we've been here, and I feel like if we get rid of it, we're going to be doing something wrong. Also, because we're getting a victory over here, and I know that alone is not reason to continue, but I'm going to have to keep going. I'm not going to get rid of that counterattack line yet, at least not right this second. And while we continue our move towards the capital of Hungary, I think it's probably not a bad idea. It looks like we have some Mechanovzaya Grupa. I actually, for a second, thought those were airborne rangers from the U.S., just the way they have that badge on their side. But the helmet obviously gives them away as Soviets. Okay, guys, we are getting into Budapest. I think so. At least we can take Eastern Hungary before something goes terribly wrong. And it looks like the Germans are not sending reinforcements down to help the Hungarians. Sort of the same issue with the British and us. They're not sending any forces to help us when they easily could, and probably could win the war, you know, within days. But they're letting us do all the hard work. And in fact, a lot of this land is going straight to Romania. So after the end of the war, we're going to have to deal with this. Romania is not a communist nation, and for them to assist us is a bit of a big deal. Now, we do have some good news over here, guys. If I'm not mistaken, it looks like the Allies are winning around Paris, and they might actually be pushing the Germans back a little bit. One thing I know for sure is that the area here around the Netherlands was totally taken beforehand, and now it looks like the Allies might be pushing back. Of course, there's the Norwegians that have just joined the Allies trying to push back the Germans here, and actually they are about to push back Volta Kruga. So I think Henry Wilson might be crossing there. Oh, maybe not. Across. Okay, so here we go. And it's just very tedious right here on this front line. You can also go ahead and go to Bratislava. Let's see, are they protected by Germany? Yes, it's a puppet of the German Reich. In fact, I want to redraw this line. Let me go ahead and select my units. So let's go ahead and also draw a front line, offensive line, excuse me, over here to Bratislava. No! Damn it. Gotta go ahead and... There we go. Once we redraw the lines, they get back into formation, and my madness is set back to being right. But in this case, really not anything happening on this front over here. And if I had sent all my units there to attack Budapest, it would have been a massacre on my end. I would not have made it very far before I got cut off. So that's another reason why armies are so important, just being able to attack in force. Here we go, another victory. Keep on moving forward, boys. There we go. Look at that territory gain right there. Got to keep that up, guys. Maybe, just maybe, we can manage to get out of World War II with a victory. Right now, obviously, we're using the approach from the south, and I've still got some troops over here on the east, like I said. I didn't mean to send this many over, but I think this is enough just to give the Japanese the knowledge that we do have been on the border. We can't leave those open borders. That would be absolute madness. I'm going to go here, and we would invite to faction, but I think since we're at war, they will not accept that faction invite. Let's also go ahead and jump into modify government. We've got a wartime economy. Service by requirement is great, but I want all adults served, especially considering what we're dealing with right now. We need as many Soviets on the front as possible to beat back the Germans. The Allies might not finish the job. We need to make sure that job is finished immediately. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Have a great and glorious day.